The Diocese of Paisley podcast is proudly sponsored by Concilium Contracting Services, your Paisley family-owned company, one call for all trades, available 24/7. Hello, and welcome back to the Diocese of Paisley podcast with me, Vanda. Now, when I'm looking for ideas and topics for the podcast, I get recommended a lot of clubs and organisations that I should speak to. But one name kept coming up again and again: the Ozanam Club. I have to be honest and admit that I'd never heard of the Ozanam Club. So I met up with Anne and Caroline, who, with a team of volunteers, helped to run the club, to hear all about it. And honestly, I could have listened to these ladies talk about this amazing club for hours as they regaled tales from how the club started, how it grew, and how it has changed countless lives over the last 25 years in the Diocese of Paisley. So without further ado, let's meet Anne and Caroline. Welcome to the Diocese of Paisley podcast.
Pleased to be here.
Now, before I ask you about the Ozanam Club and what you do, where does it get its name from?
I became a Vincentian in 1991, and one of the prayers at the end of our meetings was always, we prayed that Blessed Frederick Ozanam would be raised to the altar of your saints. I went to a Spring Festival meeting in 2000, and this girl from Uddingston got up and spoke about her parents who started the first Ozanam Club in Uddingston over 30 years ago. They had 2 children. They were Down syndrome, which they had adopted, and they realised there's nothing for them, nothing for these children. The community hall in Uddingston, they hired that, and they decided they would call it the Ozanam Club. And this catered for people with special needs. So when I listened to their own daughter talking about the work her parents did, and she was involved in it, her friends were involved in it, I was fascinated. I really was fascinated. So when we get back to our own conference meeting the following week, we spoke about, do you think that could happen in Paisley? We could start something in Paisley. But unfortunately, it took a couple of years to get off the ground. But by this time, the Daughters of Charity had came along to St James's Parish to run it. It was just circumstances, and these a priest would say the Mass on a Sunday, but the Daughters of Charity run it, who are another a branch of the St Vincent de Paul Society. And this, a lot of people think, St Vincent de Paul Society, right, how did that? It was Blessed Frederick Ozanam, who was a doctor in France, and he's seen the poverty round about France, and along with other people, lawyers, a couple of other doctors, who had a bit of influence, had a wee bit of money, they used to meet together and pray for the poor. And they decided to call this the St Vincent de Paul Society.
So it's not called after St Vincent de Paul then?
No. The Ozanam Club is a branch of Frederick Ozanam, who first started this to help the poor, the needy, the disadvantaged, anything like that. And he by this time they were praying, and there was this nun there that he knew, and she was Sister Rosalie Rondeau, who was a Daughter of Charity connected to the St Vincent de Paul Society. And they would give her the money. She would go off out and feed the poor, the disadvantaged, anybody that needed it. That's where that part of that came in. And it was actually Frederick Ozanam and his friends who started the St Vincent de Paul Society. And all these years later, I think it's 122 countries now, sit round these tables and do the same thing that they first did all these years ago.
Wow, what a legacy they left.
Absolutely, and he died when he was 40. The Paisley Ozanam Club will be 25 years on September of next year, 27. We are really lucky here in Paisley because we have great support from all the parishes in Paisley.
How is the Ozanam group funded then?
Through the St Vincent de Paul Society, so the rent is paid every month by the Diocesan Council, and as well as that, the individual parish conferences make contributions to us when they have funds. So basically our money comes from everybody in the chapels that puts money in the boxes. And they maybe don't know where it's going, but other than the other works that Anne spoke of, we're one of the special works conferences that benefits from that money, and we're very grateful.
And who comes along to the Ozanam Club?
Well, it is for, we always call them our special friends, but it's people with special needs. That's, where it comes from. When we started out, it was just parents. We started out, we had only 9 special needs and we had 11 Vincentians. We had 6 St James's, 3 from St Murns and Paisley. St James's was Paisley, they were down Greenock Road, and St Aidan's and Johnston. So we started with 11 Vincentians helping out and 9 special friends, who 3 of them are still among us to this day. And the hall we were in, it was too small. By the 2004 we had 21, and we came across and we asked, it was Monsignor Brennan at that time, could he accommodate us over here in St Murns Hall? And we've been here ever since. And we meet every second and fourth Friday of the month. We are off July. We're off about 6 weeks, so that everybody gets their kind of holiday, as in volunteers.
Can young people come along then to the club on a Friday night? What's the process of joining?
You can get in touch with us through our Facebook page, the Paisley Ozanam Club. Messages that way, or the phone number's on there. Or some people are coming because their friends are already members. You could ask your friend to pick up a membership form and bring it back for you. That gets filled in. If we don't have a waiting list, and we don't have a waiting list at the minute, then we'll invite you to come along. So anybody over the age of 16 with any kind of additional support needs is welcome.
So whatever age you want to come.
So there's no
limit to the 16 is the starting. But
what kind of things do you do at the Ozanam Club?
We have wonderful facilities. They come along and it's up to themselves what they do. We have game consoles up the back end. We have snooker. We have actual colouring games, table games. Puzzles. Then we have very competitive bowling.
Carpet bowls.
And throughout different members, we have accumulated these wonderful trophies from different bowling clubs in Paisley. And it is the highlight. One night, one girl came in and she had this bag, and I went, Jennifer, why are you carrying that big empty bag? She went, in case I win a big trophy. And I loved it. So that is quite competitive. I'm not kind of part of the bowling part of it. We're normally at this time signing them in and sorting things out. But then after that, after the bowling's over, we have karaoke. This year we introduced a basketball. It's a 2 gameplay, and it is so popular.
It has an electronic scoreboard.
And so they know who's winning and who's not winning. So then we have, after that we have bingo with whoever wins, they've got a prize, and we finish with a disco. They come in happy, and that is one nice thing about special need friends, they're happy to see us when they come in, and they're always desperate to tell us. At the bingo, we always have a wee session of who's celebrating what. Sometimes we've got to curtail what someone's celebrating, but if it's their birthday that week, we'll sing, the whole hall will sing happy birthday to them and different things like that. And the disco finishes the night off. And they have a tuck shop that runs for 2 hours, so they can go up and purchase what they want. It's just like a social club.
It sounds like such a lovely, safe space.
Well, that's what I love about it. I love it. It's the safety for them. And I love when, at the very beginning, the parents used to, they would go off to Braehead or someplace, just shopping or maybe they went for a meal, because there were enough time for them to go out and come back and collect them.
Is the Ozanam Club run by volunteers then? And if so, how can you volunteer?
We're run by a special works conference of the St Vincent de Paul Society. So at conference meetings, all the kind of business, all the prayers and of things of the society happen. And we discuss anything that's come up at the club, anything that needs change, any new equipment or anything we need. But the actual physical running of the club on a Friday night is down to the volunteers called Red Shirts, because of our red polo shirts. And they're a mixture of ages, us older ones, and then the kids that come from 2 of our local schools, Trinity High School and St Andrews Academy. So yeah, there's a whole group of us. Anybody that wants to volunteer with us, they should get in touch with us through the Facebook page or the phone number. They could come along, we can show them round, and if they still feel they want to be involved, then they need to go through the safeguarding process. And we're really lucky because Sarah Jane takes us through that. We'd be tied in knots without her, and she sorts us all out. So that's how to do it.
And going back to the children first coming along, our now president of our special works, Elaine Docherty, Elaine worked in Trinity High, and she asked the children from 4th year onwards, would you like to come along and help out? Because, and it is wonderful, these young people being among us, for their strength as well. plus they're very fit as well, and they can get up and do a lot of the dancing that we can't do. But and Trinity High was among us for 2 or 3 years, and then St Andrews Academy in Paisley, they started coming along among us, and without these red shirts, it just would.
They bring a whole different atmosphere to the club. The members,
I love them.
We had issues there when they changed the sort of PVG requirements, and we were slower getting this year's recruits. And the club still ran, but there wasn't the same feel to it. Yeah. The members like the younger ones there. They like to be involved with them. I'm not saying they don't like us older ones, no, but it does. There's a more lively feel to the club.
There was one funny bit, because these youngins that couldn't come for 6 months were there last year, but it was the government that changed the statute from 18 to 16, so they had to go through the safeguarding at 16. So one funny thing was one of our older red shirts, Jean, went up to one of the younger, our special friends, and said, "Mark, would you like to dance?" And they went, "I prefer to dance with a younger person." Oh. We're still laughing. We're still laughing at that. But anyway, they're now back among us, the younger ones, so they've went through the safeguarding programme from their age group. And so, yeah, that's a big part of the volunteer. Everybody that comes among us is a volunteer. But I do think a special mention must go out to these youngins who give up their Friday night. Mm-hmm. They're coming home from school and they come to the Ozanam Club and they're there till 9 o'clock at night and off, so.
It's a real labour of love, isn't it?
It definitely is.
It is.
Definitely is.
Now, don't be modest, because I've heard you got a very special recognition.
Yes, that was quite a while ago now.
2015.
One of the parents at the club nominated us for the Queen's Award for voluntary service. And we had I think it was the Deputy Lord Lieutenant and a couple of others came to the house one night to discuss the club and what we did and asked all sorts of questions. And then I don't think we saw them again. It was a longer process, and eventually we got word that yes, we had been successful, and the invitation came through. I still have it in the house with the fancy envelope and the invitation inviting us to a garden party at Holyrood. So Anne chickened out. She decided that wasn't for her.
It wasn't for me.
So myself and Myra went along.
Well, it was great.
And it was lovely.
Yes.
There was such a crowd, and it was so nice because it was all the people there were getting similar awards. It was so nice to see that there are so many people looking to do things for other people.
You know, it is. You'll see our award that's outside. It's great big.
It's on the wall of the Diocese office.
On the wall.
There's a copy in the wall of the hall at the cathedral.
For the
as well.
Ozanam Club is held. But yes, that was very nice to be picked. I just didn't feel I could go along. But I was grateful for Caroline and Myra McTavish going along.
What an honour.
It was lovely.
Yes.
Although if it ever happened again, I wouldn't wear heels.
I think that was maybe what put me off.
Not on grass.
If you could sum up the Ozanam Club in a nutshell, what would you say?
Me personally, the safety, the happiness. They just smile all the time they're there. They're so happy to tell us about what they've done throughout the week. And I must admit, 2 or 3 of them will ask us, what did you do this week?
You know they're keen to get there. We start at 6:30, but we'll be in the hall maybe from 5:30, and 5:45, 6 o'clock they've started to arrive. So, like, you need to move out the way, we can't get anything set up. So they do enjoy it, and we enjoy it. We wouldn't be there, we wouldn't still be volunteering if we didn't enjoy it ourselves.
It's just it becomes a big part of your life, and the party nights are great as well. Do you know, we celebrate St Patrick's Night, we celebrate St Andrews. We used to go to Loudon Castle, but that became, Loudon Castle shut down. It was a theme park, but it became too expensive, buses. And so we have a summer party in the grounds. If the weather's not too good to us, we have it in the hall. And
Christmas dinner.
Christmas and Santa. Santa always appears, and then it's the highlight of the night. Forget the Christmas dinner when Santa appears with the gifts. And that finishes us off for the year.
I hope you've been inspired by Anne and Caroline and the marvellous work they and the rest of the volunteers at the Ozanam Club do. And if you would like to find out more information about the Ozanam Club, then you can head over to their Facebook page, the Paisley Ozanam Club. And the Frederick Ozanam Mass will take place this coming Monday, the 22nd of June at 7:30 at Our Lady of Good Counsel in Denniston in Glasgow. Until next time, remember to give us a follow and a review, which will make all the difference in help growing our podcast.